Something feels wrong in Britain. Major infrastructure projects run over budget, public services struggle to meet expectations, trust in politicians remains stubbornly low, police forces face repeated scandals, the post office scandal shocked the nation, the infected blood scandal exposed decades of institutional failing. Yet despite all of this, Britain remains on the whole a stable democracy with functioning elections. Fairly limited electoral fraud, which everyone's happy with. Independent courts and peaceful transfers of power. So, are Britain's institutions genuinely decaying, or are we simply becoming more aware of failures? I've done 2 videos on the Jeremy Thorpe scandal. A scandal that bubbled away where everyone in the know knew and none of the voters did. And it took a trial, a rather dubious trial, let's be frank, for him to finally be outed as the hypocrite he was. Whether he ordered the hitman or not, there's serious questions. So there's always been a culture of covering for the boys. The institutions people see are those that organise society: Parliament, civil service, the courts, the police, the local government, political parties, universities, public services, and they do provide stability. But there's a process whereby organisations become less capable of fulfilling the purposes for which they were originally designed. That institutions don't have to decline, according to Francis Fukuyama, they simply need to become less effective, less trusted, and less capable of delivering results. And that sounds to me like what's happening in Britain. It's not exactly a country collapsing, but its key institutions undermined, weaker, slower, and untrusted. Modern governments are expected to do extraordinary things, and increasingly governments appear to struggle with the implementation of even the simplest plans. Fukuyama argues that successful states require not only democratic legitimacy but administrative competence. A government can win elections and still struggle to deliver results. Sound familiar? We have an expectation that governments and ministers deliver what they promise to. But you have regulators pointing to legislation, ministers blaming the regulator, civil servants citing procedures, local authorities referencing funding constraints. This is responsibility that's fragmented, and no one seems to be fully accountable. Britain isn't experiencing institutional collapse, not yet, but its foundations have weakened. Britain's not rebuilding institutions from scratch, it's renewing them before declining trust becomes permanent. Because institutions are built on trust, and once citizens lose faith that institutions are competent, accountable and fair, restoring that confidence becomes far harder. I think the future of British government depends on a simple question: can Britain's institutions reform themselves before public trust declines further?